YouTube? This is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the newly or recent P-Bandai kit, the HGUC Efreet Nacht. Now, the Efreet Nacht was not actually seen in an anime, but mostly seen in games, or maybe in mostly manga. But if you played some G Generation games or other like Gundam games, you should have seen the Efreet Nacht at least once, and it's finally been a kit. Now, as you can see, this is the third Efreet variant kit we're getting. The first being the Efreet Schneid, second being the Efreet Kai in HG. Yes, of course, I'm actually one of those weird people who actually owns the HG version. And finally, we got the Nacht. And yes, I know that the normal Efreet has been released, and yes, I did pre-order it as well. Now, once again, the build-wise is pretty much similar, and the articulation is pretty much the same as the Efreet Schneid and the Kai, so I won't be going on the articulation, but I will be going on with like the components and the interesting stuff on. So before I actually get into the review, let's put this guy on the back, and then I'll show you guys the components. Now, there's a lot to show you guys, but before, let's go with the simple ones. Number one, the sticker sheet. I think this is the variant that has the least stickers. You only get a mono eye and those really weird stickers that goes on the feet, which I really hate as well. I did use them on the Efreet Schneid and Kai, but I did not use it for the Nacht. I actually colored them in just metallic gray. I guess I'll point that out later when I show you guys the kit. And you get some leftover poly caps, nothing special. And then you have these two leftover pieces, which I assume is from the shoulders from the other Efreets. Yes, oh boy. Because this one actually uses, it's kind of similar, but uses a different looking piece, so that's pretty much it. And then you have this, which is actually not exactly a leftover, but a equipment part for the Efreet Nacht. But other than that, this is what I wanted to show you guys. You get a ton of leftover pieces, which is actually good news to some people, or bad news to some people, who knows. But okay, here we go. You get pretty much two of the same plates, but not exactly like a, the same, but partial. Okay, so let's go over with this partially. So I believe this is from the Efreet Kai. You get a lot of pieces from the Efreet Kai, the backpack and such. So the legs, you even get the missile launchers. You get the front piece, and somehow I'm not seeing the back piece actually. So oh well, that's a bummer. But well, I guess if you have some putty or something else that you can cover up with the backside, I guess that could work. You even get some leg pieces, the outer leg, and then the front armor piece. You get the front skirt. You even get the main chest armor and back piece as well. Some crotch areas, foot areas, side areas. You even get the arm guard from the Efreet Kai actually. So that's actually good news. So if you're really into like customizing, you can definitely use this. The only downside would be this one, since you only get one side, you don't get the actual other side, which is kind of a bummer. But I assume those who are experts in like modifying or customizing should have no problem. Once again, same, another arm guard actually, size, missile launchers. Sorry about the sneeze. Yeah, another missile launcher, legs. Once again, a lot of repeat, except for the backside of the missile launcher. Okay, now we've seen the leftover pieces. Now let's go on to the comparison. Well, I'm going to compare it with the Efreet Schneid, because that's pretty much the version that most people will have, because the Efreet Kai was sold, but it wasn't really, how should I say, it wasn't really a successful P-Bandai because of the fact that there was a Reborn 100 and people really didn't care about the HD version at the time. Only like a few people really cared, which was me, I guess. But yeah. Okay. So first of all I can say that is like the leg base is pretty much the same. I believe it's I think it's the legs that's pretty much similar, I believe. Oh, actually no. The leg parts are actually different because there's actually a like different design. There's like a different mold on the legs where, oh, I really hate it when that happens. Come on, stand up. Okay, something just fell. Oh, that's the leftover piece. You have this. You have this round mold on here, while the other Schneid doesn't actually have. And here are those dark gray stickers you're supposed to use. I need to actually clean them up because they weren't actually dry last night. So now I can like scrape the leftovers off. So you're supposed to use those stickers, which I really hate. But yeah. Okay, now let's look at the chest. Now the chest is actually different. While this one actually has some lines on it, this one does not have any lines on it. Cockpit area also, yeah, different design because you don't actually have any lines molded in here. The head I believe is pretty much the same. Of course, this time I actually trimmed off the safety nub on the fin. That's one thing, and of course the Efreet, all three Efreet still has that issue where the monoi is still wobbly, so you can shake it around and it will move like that. So that's that. The arms are actually different because as you can see, this one has a hole, this one does not. So there are some like minor changes here and there, so that's that. Of course, the crotch, the front, the waist crotch area is also different. And this is actually one of the few HG kits. Once again, I forgot if this was done on the Schneid and Efreet Kai, but it actually told you to cut off. Well, most like front skirts come in a single piece, but this is like one of those few cases where the manual actually tells you to cut off the middle. So I always find that a little bit interesting. Okay, now let's go on with like the interesting parts regarding the kit. Once again, the head still shares the same thing. Now, I want to talk about the shoulders first, because the shoulders, the Efreet Kai for the HG version had this issue where the shoulders would pop up extremely easily, because the way how it worked is that there will be a ball joint on top of the inside of the shoulder, and then you just connect the shoulder using that ball joint, and that would pop up extremely easily. And these spikes are actually individual pieces, and they fit in really tight and strongly, so they won't fall off. You won't need to worry about them falling off. But if you're going to paint them, I suggest you paint and then plug them in, because they won't be easy taking. Oh boy, sorry about that. It won't be easy taking them out. Yeah, I just accidentally hit my tripod. Okay. Other than that, the another interesting part is the sword. Now you can actually attach the sword on the back like that, like a ninja, and it's actually connected to a peg and the whole system right over there. So the backpack is also different from the original. The sword is nothing too special. I mean, yeah, you can put it in the sheath, and then you can pull it out, and it's just a fully gray piece. This is actually a single piece. It's not like a double piece. It's just this. So those who can do chrome painting, I suggest you do it on that, because I believe on the promo pics it was colored in chrome. Honestly, I was expecting a sticker for this, but there were no stickers for the sword, which which again, I think I would prefer that, because I don't like using chrome stickers on like pieces. So once you put it in, it's a really tight fit, so no need to worry dropping it, and you just need to plug it in on the back. It's really your choice on where to put them. Okay, now you get 4 of these. I forgot what these are actually called, but Ninja Shurikens, I believe. But these are actually longer than the Schneids. They're definitely longer, as you can see, and they just pretty much plug into one of the 4 holders here. They could be either on the legs or on the waist. So they just plug in right here, and if you want to attach it, there's no hole or peg system. So you just need to do the way you do on certain weapons. You take off the hand and then you attach it, and there you go. So that's that. Another interesting detail which I wasn't aware of was this. You have another extra armor on the sides, which was pretty interesting. So I guess this is more protection on the sides. So then again, this is also connected to a ball joint, so just keep that in mind. And it doesn't. Okay, it may actually hinder some articulation, but considering how the Efreet Schneid moves, I assume it doesn't really matter. Of course, like maybe going front. Well, the Efreet Schneid already had that issue of going front, so that's pretty much a given thing now at this point. Okay, so among that, the other thing was this part. You have this. Now, this was one of the main things that kind of got me into buying the kit, which was that. Of course, it's kind of tricky to work. You have to take this piece off, if I can. and then it reveals this, and then you just need to plug it in. There you go. You plug it in, and then re-plug that cover off, and it'll have like something similar. Like now you have the machine gun, similar to the Goof Customs, like the small machine gun arm. Yeah, I say it's a pretty nice detailed touch to it. So yeah. So this kit is not actually lacking any firepower. I mean, it's pretty much the only firepower it has, but still, it's better than nothing. The other arm is just a plain empty arm guard. That's nothing more or less. Among that, there's not much to tell. I mean, the other detail would be that this thing has more armor because this actually, well, I guess you could call this a back skirt, but you actually put this armor on top of a back skirt. So the actual back skirt has like these two holes in it, and then this has two pegs on it. So you plug them in, and there you go. And all these thrusters here are color separated pieces, even here. So that's that. Now on the wiki, if you go check the Efreet Schneid picture, the first picture you'll see would be the Schneid was instead of these ones, you actually see it was the Efreet Kai's version, without the missile launcher, the side boosters. So I find that a little bit interesting. So I guess with the leftover pieces, you could use that to make it look more of your taste. So once again, you get a ton of leftover pieces, so you can pretty much use these parts to make it into your own version of the Efreet Nacht, because even though the Efreet Nacht is there, there's like there's a good amount of different variations onto it as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it for my review. Like I said, since I already reviewed two Efreets, I'm not going for the articulation, but yeah. Once again, this is based on the Efreet Schneid and has like a good amount of different minor changes, such as on the arms, the designs on here, and there. So yeah, if at this point, this is really meant for those hardcore collectors for Efreets. So if you're a fan of it, definitely go get it. I'm pretty sure there will be some people who don't like the color. That's why there's always people who say that you can color. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Efreet Nacht P-Bandai kit HGUC. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out of. So please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.